about to leave. Already packing.
Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today I am starting the new series on my channel where I set up my 2023 budget kits and my budget schedule. So I'm super excited to finally get into this with you guys. I'm going to start today by sharing my 2023 goals as well as my 2023 business budget, but there will be so many videos related to 2023 because I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different setups that I want to do for 2023. So there's going to be lots of videos. A lot of them will be posted this week, and then I will have a couple like runoff videos that will be posted most likely next week. So definitely make sure you're subscribed, make sure that you turn on the bell notification, all of that fun stuff, so that you see all of the videos and you don't miss one. So before we get into today's video where I'm going to walk you through my 2023 goals and setting up my business budget, I really quickly wanted to introduce you guys to the products that I will be using for these videos. So this year I will be using a 2023 monthly planner from Erin Condren. This is the 7x9 planner. This is basically just a planner that has a monthly view and a bunch of notes pages. I'm going to be pairing this planner with all of my 2023 budget kits to make it a budget planner. And I guess I should say with all of my budget kits because I will be using different kits for each month, but today I will be obviously working with my 2023 budget kits. This planner alone is like very functional in terms of like you could use it for so many different things, but for the last handful of years I've been using it to create a budget planner, and so that is what I'm going to be doing for this year. So again, 7x9 Erin Condren monthly planner, as well as some 2023 budget stickers from my Etsy shop. I am a small business owner. I, along with my husband, run Sara Marie Stickers. So we are a like one income family, and we like to paper, pen, and sticker budget. I also do a lot of planning videos as well. So if you're new and that sounds fun to you guys, if you want to join along with this little journey, then definitely, again, make sure you're subscribed. So before we get into the actual goals and business budget, I figured I would really quickly show you guys what I've done so far in the planner, which is I have put in my label. So this is something that you can also get in my shop. It just covers up the Erin Condren logo. So I do plan to like put in my name and stuff like that at some point, but this really doesn't go many places besides like work and home. So 2023 budget planner there. This is like the floral option if you're wondering what kind of planner this is. Here, I'm not doing anything today, but this would be a really great place to put, like if you have sinking funds or bills that are irregular. So for example, we pay our our car insurance twice a year. We pay it in August and in February. So this would be a good place to use transparent dots and like just kind of mark that. That way you can see when certain things are coming due. Again, for this video, I'm not going to be setting that up, but that is definitely a great place to do it. And then again, there's some more boxes here. So many people have used this for so many different things. In the past, I've used this to put together a savings tracker. I do have a savings tracker kit in my shop where you can put like each month and then put like what you began with, what you added, what you took away, what you ended with. For this video, I will not be setting this up as well. I'm still trying to fine tune exactly how I want to use these two pages. So once I know, I will be letting you guys know if there is a use for them. And then we get into the monthly pages. I added extra blank pages in the back, so that is actually where I'm going to be setting up all of my budget schedules. So when you flip to the notes, this is where I'm going to be starting. So my first page is going to be my 2023 goals, so we can start with that. So I do like to pair my budget kits with washi. I feel like it just kind of pulls it all together. So I do have thick and thin washi. This thick and thin washi is for $123, and it matches perfectly with the 2023 budget kit. So if you are like me and you like a little bit more decoration, kit 123 thick and thin washi is where you're going to want to be. So I'm going to go ahead and lay this down first. Again, not something that's necessary, but I do really enjoy just making it a little bit more decorative. And I'm going to use my my goals page a little differently than what I like set up for my budget kit. I personally just think that it would be more fun for me to make it a little bit more like interactive. So that's how I'm going to use it. But again, you can just use it however you want. So I have the 2023 goals here. I'm going to kind of like overlap this and try and center it in the middle, so that looks good. And then again, you do have a strip here, so you could use this and make it work, but I'm gonna do something a little different. I don't have a ton of goals. For me, goal setting, it's great. I also feel like I'm more of it like a short-term goal setter, and usually that like works its way up to like bigger goals. For me, I have some home-related goals for this year financially, and then I have some business-related ones. So I will share as much as I can that like makes sense for me to share without giving too much away. So let's go ahead and zoom in. So like I mentioned, I have some business goals as well as some home goals. I'm gonna start with business because I feel like everything kind of stems from business related tasks. And I'm gonna pair it with my deco journaling because I want it to be a little bit more like fun. So I have some extra boxes that I can use here. And I think what I'm gonna do is start with, I guess I'm gonna do like Etsy because Etsy is my main job. And I'm just gonna put Etsy here, and let's see, do I want to do that or do I want to, you know what, I think I'm going to do it a little different than what I just said. So I'm going to put Etsy here, and the first thing that I want to do is I'm working on a new project. So I want to complete new project. So that may give something away for you guys. By the end of the year in 2023, you will for sure know what this new project is. Hopefully you'll know way before that. So that is a huge goal of mine. And then the other goal that I have is more of a sales related goal. And so I'm just going to put that here, and I'm just going to put in sales and just put like a $sign, because for me, I have a goal in mind that I want to hit for sales. I can easily track on Etsy like what I've made since I've started in 2018. And so I was really hoping to hit this specific number in 2022, but as most of you guys know, the economy is not the greatest. And so I've definitely noticed, like especially the last like half of the year, that like sales have definitely not been like what they would have been if the economy was better. So again, keep in mind, a lot of the goals, a lot of the stuff that I'm showing you guys, they're projections. If things change, if there's a lot of issues in the economy, obviously everything is gonna have to be readjusted, and the sales goal is not going to even be like, it's not even going to be in the picture. But this is like best case scenario if things stay the way that they are now or get better. Just keep that in mind, because I know like people are going through layoffs. I know the economy is not the greatest. So I'm doing this optimistically, but I am definitely aware that like, you know, there's lots of stuff happening. So anyway, those are my two main goals for Etsy. Of course, I have little goals, like I want to do certain things, add certain things, but in terms of like goals that I am like really aiming for in 2023, the first one again is to finish that project, and the second one is to, trying to think of how I want to like put this in here. The second one is to hit this amount in sales. So again, if you have lots of goals, this would be a really fun way to like make this fun. But for me, I just have like a couple for like home and a couple for business. So I'm just going to keep it simple. And then for home, I'm going to do the same exact thing. I have some home stickers, and I'm going to put home here. And then I'll probably also do home here. And so a huge thing for home is we want to do a new driveway and patio. So I think I'm gonna put that in here, and I'm going to just disregard these little check marks because I don't really have like 4 things. And I really don't have like a ton of things to check off. It's more just a cute little box. So again, we want to get a new driveway. Oops. Driveway and patio. We have been saving for this, so it's hopefully more of, it's more of like, okay, like we'll do this in the fall time when we can schedule it. We already have the money and stuff all ready for it. We're not sure exactly how much it's going to be because we haven't done any quotes or anything, but that is like one of the only things around the house that like need to be done. And a lot of it has to do with drainage and water around our house because we do have a finished basement, so we want to make sure that we do everything possible to eliminate like flooding issues or like water in the basement. And so getting a new driveway would definitely help with that. We could slant the driveway over and stuff like that. And then the other thing that we would like to do is put more money towards the principal. So I'm just gonna put in extra principal payments. If you watch some of my videos, you probably already know that we have been putting extra money towards the mortgage. We're basically paying our house off right now in half the amount of time that we would, but I would love to do like a really big extra payment at the end of the year if, you know, things look good and we feel like we're in a good place with emergency funds. And, you know, I feel like if there's more certainty, then it would be a nicer thing to do. So yeah, I liked that. And I have some extra like little things here. So I think I'm going to put some extra stuff over here and just like make it a little bit more decorative. I feel like, again, that's just kind of the way that I like to do things. So I'm gonna put this little thing there. And let's see, I'm gonna put this here just to make it a little bit more decorative again. So I really like how that looks. It's really simple. Again, I don't have a ton of like major goals for this year. These are major goals, but I don't have like a huge list of them, and I thought this would be a great way to track those things. There's not a ton of end dates, things like that. So for me, I just wanted to like put it out there and just have it there so that when I'm reviewing all of this stuff at the end of 2023, I can see how we did and all of that fun stuff. So that is that. And then we're gonna flip over and do my business budget, which is something that so many people have wanted to see for so long. So I am making this possible. I am going to share as much as I can, like I mentioned earlier, but I will not be going into numbers and things like that. So if that's what you're looking for, you're basically just going to see a shell of, oops, I need to move that over. You're gonna see a shell of my business budget. I'm not going to fill in numbers and exacts. I feel like just seeing the shell will be helpful. And so that is what we're going to do. Okay, so this is basically what my business budget looks like from a month-to-month basis. If you are wondering and if you're interested in seeing that, that is definitely the case for me. So here's my business budget. And let's see, I think I'm going to just put this right up at the top. I'm not sure how much space I'm going to need, so I want to make sure I use it very efficiently. So 2023 business budget. I love the new fonts. I think it's so cute. I'm so glad that I'm finally getting time to use it. So for my revenue sources, like I mentioned, I have my Sarah Marie, income, which is like YouTube, Etsy, any like affiliates and things like that. I don't know what I'm thinking. What in the world am I thinking? No, I'm not doing it like that. I'm already messing up, guys. Already. I'm splitting this out. So this is not my home budget. Already messing up. When you get a new planner, that's like your main worry, is that you're going to mess up, and that's exactly what I did. So, okay, I have not many, but I have a few different revenue sources. So first is going to be Etsy. And then I have my YouTube revenue. I have Erin Condren commission. So when you use my link down below, I get a tiny, tiny commission on that. I also do like an Amazon system as well, and then other. So this may be like any other little things that I have going on. I'm going to be honest with you guys, when it comes to revenue, the main source of revenue that I have is Etsy. That's like my main priority and my main revenue source. YouTube is not much at all. Like, I feel like you have to have a lot of views to get a lot of money on YouTube, and my channel has been like very consistent lately, but it's definitely not growing a ton. So yeah, it's just, I feel like it's doing exactly what it needs to do, which is it's advertising my products, and I feel like I'm still getting to share budgeting and planning, which I love. So it's working. And then for Erin Condren commission, that's honestly barely anything. I've really kind of stepped away from doing a lot of like the hauls and things like that I used to do in the past. Amazon, again, it's just, I do it because I feel like it's good for me to link things for you guys, but it's not much at all. And then other, it just depends on what's happening and what I'm doing, but again, not too much. I don't think I'm going to do Patreon. For those of you guys who are like signed up for my Patreon, I don't think that's something that I'm going to do anymore. It was something that I was really excited about for a very long time, and I've just noticed I don't have the time at the moment to do it. So unfortunately, I think that's something that's going to end in 2023, but I figured I would kind of mention that since I'm showing the budget video and I'm not including that. It was not very much at all. I've never really had many Patreons to begin with, but it just doesn't, like, just maintaining everything and making sure that only Patreons are using the codes, because I've had that become an issue in the past. It's not something that makes a ton of sense for me to do. So anyway, I know there's a few of you guys who use it, so just figured I'd mention. I'll probably also post in other places as well. So anyway, those are my revenue sources. Now moving on to variable expenses. So these are expenses, and they also can encompass, like, I put one thing down, but it could encompass other things. Just kind of keep that in mind. I kind of have like set buckets that I use, and so one thing may include like multiple types of something, so I just figured I'd mention that. So first thing is sticker paper. So I do offer a few different types of sticker paper depending on what the product is and what I'm doing, so that encompasses all of them. I also have cello bags, which is a big part of what I do. That's what I put all of your stickers in to make sure that they come to you guys without damage. I also have packing materials. This could include mailers, it could include boxes, it could include like tape, tissue paper, bubble wrap, all the fun stuff that goes along with shipping things along to you guys. Then I have shipping labels, and this is not what it costs for me to ship something, it's just the actual labels that I use in my Dymo. Some of these things, like, I could honestly include that in packing materials, and cello bags could probably also be in packing materials, but certain things I have to purchase more often, and so I like to include them separately so I can just kind of track them, and also so I can remember when I'm doing the budget, like if I need to order certain things. It's more of a checklist as well. I have blades, so I have blades for 2 different types of machines, so I need blades for that. I also have mats. The mats are just for the silhouettes, but again, blades and mats, that could be used for both of my machines, but also could encompass like other things that I may need for the machines, because the Graph Tech needs like strips, like cutting slips, strips, I mean. There's a lot of other little parts and stuff that go along with the Graph Tech. We have designs here, ink, equipment. So this could be like printers or like computers, things like that. Also like new cutting machines. Also washi tape. So this is when I am purchasing the washi tape. Electric. I do have to pay electric for my office. I also have new products. So this is any like cost that the cost to produce new products. So again, it could be like the project that I'm working on. It could include like bookmarks that I've done in the past, anything like that. That's included in new products. I also have a P.O. box, so I have to pay that on an annual basis, as well as office insurance. So I'm just going to put insurance. And then I don't do this at all for my, I don't do this for my like normal household budget, but I do have a miscellaneous category for my office, for my business, because I feel like when you own a business, there's always random stuff that you need to pick up. And so I just want to make sure I have a spot for that. And that includes all of my variable expenses. And again, miscellaneous can encompass a lot. So can like equipment can range so much depending on the year. Like I mentioned, like sometimes I have to update my, computers and like get a new computer. Sometimes I need to get new cutting machines. Sometimes the list can go on, and I usually try and space it so that I'm not doing huge upgrades for things like the same year, but that does encompass a lot. Okay, so I have all of that. Again, I'll go through after the fact and put in the budget, and then at the end of the year I can fill in the actuals. So that'll be good. Okay, now we're gonna move on to fixed expenses. I am going to put together a like little line here so I can make sure I'm writing straight, because I feel like I would write totally crooked if I didn't have this here. Okay, so first thing is health insurance. Again, I am self-employed. My husband works with me, so we have to pay for health insurance on our own. And let me tell you, that is not a fun amount right there. That is probably my largest expense. Then we have epidemic sound. I hope I said that right. That is what I use to put music in my videos. I also have a subscription for icons and like little things that I may use for like kits and graphics and things like that. I have an Apple storage subscription. That's for like my phone and my computer, and I have it all linked together. I use pay for that. I have Google storage. That is for like email. I have to have an Adobe or a couple of different Adobe licenses for when I'm designing, and also when I'm like, well, I guess both are for designing, but one's for designing stickers, one is for designing the washi tape. I also have a Microsoft subscription. This is mostly so that I can do tax related information. rent, internet, and that is it when it comes to my fixed expenses. So that is it when it comes to fixed expenses. So like I mentioned, I will go through after the fact, fill all of these amounts in. Okay, so that is my 2023 business budget setup. Hopefully that gives you guys a good idea of how I set everything up. The other thing that I'm going to need to put in here is I need to put in my total income, total expenses, profit, taxes, take home. So I don't have enough space to do that over here. So that's just going to be brought back over here. And what I think I'm actually going to do is, and we'll see like space wise how this works out, but I think I'm going to include my 2023 taxes here as well, because it is related and I feel like it makes the most sense to have them together. So let's see, I may have enough room to use another little strip here. So for me, like the 2023 budget for my business and taxes kind of go hand in hand, because I do pay taxes. Obviously, I pay quite a bit of taxes as a self-employed individual. So I just want to make sure that that's like a huge priority, to make sure that, you know, I'm like prioritizing keeping track of expenses and recording all of that, paying taxes on a timely basis. I do try and pay taxes every month. I guess I shouldn't say I try. I do pay taxes every month just to make sure that, you know, I'm not in any way spending money that is not ours. Okay. These stickers are repositionable, by the way, so if you do run into a situation where you put it down crooked like I just did, you will not have any issues. So I really like how that turned out. The other thing that I have to do is, in Illinois, we have like a passcode for our business, or for our estimated taxes, and so I kind of like that I have a little bit of space extra down here so I can write in what that, or not the passcode, but like a PIN. I can write the PIN down here. So yeah, that is my 2023 business budget setup. Like I mentioned before, I will go through after the fact and write in all of my amounts. And then as I'm paying taxes for 2023, I will fill in what I pay for federal, what I pay for state, and then I'll put a running total, which will be really good. This will come in so handy when I'm doing my 2023 taxes, because believe it or not, like if you know, I have to go back and see like what I'm paying every month. I have to make sure I total that up along with expenses. And so just having this all here is going to be very, very helpful. If you own a small business, I hope this is helpful. I know that everybody does things their own way. For me, this setup works the best. When I am doing my 2020, or when I'm doing my business budget, I always do the same setup. So I'll see like what my revenue is for the month, what my expenses are. I'll put in like, okay, this is what my income was, this is what my expenses are. I subtract out my expenses from my income, that's my profit. Then I take a percentage to figure out what my taxes are, and anything left over when I take the profit minus taxes is my potential take home. Of course, if you have other things that you need to do, if you want to save for certain business related expenses, obviously you could do that. But that is basically how I'm doing it every single month. And when I'm doing my taxes, just a quick FYI, I have worked with my tax accountant for many, many years trying to fine tune a percentage. And I always discuss with her like in the beginning of the year what I'm thinking in terms of sales and all of that type of stuff to get a good idea of what to expect in terms of like what I'm going to need to pay for taxes. So I definitely recommend doing that if you are in a similar position, if you're needing to like figure out what to withhold if you're paying estimated taxes, I definitely recommend doing that. It's not very complicated once you start doing it, but I remember in the beginning just being a little overwhelmed. And I have my CPA. Like, I got my CPA license and everything, and it was still a little overwhelming for me. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this first installment of my 2023 budget videos. Definitely stay tuned for future videos. I'm super excited to share all of this stuff with you guys, but that is it for today. So I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.
About to leave, already packing. Come with me, I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place